Revive family, welcome to this week's devotional. I'm your host, Derek Wong. Just kidding. I am enjoying a wonderful sunny day today, enjoying the warmth of God's goodness and grace. And to kick things off, we have a word from our sponsor. I'm just kidding, it's Pastor Lauren.
Hi Revive family, it's so wonderful to be here with you all today, and we definitely missed you. We were on a mini hiatus. Thank you so much for being flexible and gracious with the disruption in our normal schedule of every other week. Last weekend when we were supposed to meet, a lot of our core would have been out due to a funeral and a wedding. For Derek and I, we actually had the blessing of being at one of my best friend's wedding, and it was super small as they changed it due to COVID, but I actually got to officiate it, and it was such a special time because I've known her for over 20 years, and it was such a beautiful day in Palos Verdes, and it was honestly a perfect day, super clear skies, and God really orchestrated something amazing and beautiful that day, and I was just so thankful to be able to be a part of it. That takes us to this weekend, and so we're having Revive this weekend at 2 p.m. over Zoom, and so you should have gotten an email from Karina, and the link for the Zoom will be within that email. So thank you so much for again being patient and flexible with us, and we're really excited to see you this Saturday. My next announcement has to do with just the reopening of church, and just wanted to keep you updated that our COVID response team, as well as our pastoral staff, as well as our official board have all been meeting, and due to rising cases of COVID and due to majority of our demographic being seniors at our church, we just really want to stay safe, and so we will be closed for July and August, and the phased reopening got postponed, so we will not be meeting in person within the chapel during that time. However, we will be having a worship night on August 15th, and that will just be in the parking lot. And so hope you can come out for that. More details to come in the future. Lastly, I wanted to just kind of let us know that, you know, this week would have been the week of camp, and I was especially excited for this week because I would have been directing the adult program for the first time, and I really felt like God was wanting to bring a sense of revival, a sense of newness, but you know, due to COVID, we do not have camp. And so I guess my encouragement to us as a congregation is that we can still lean into community, we can still lean into worship, we can still lean into the word, we can still lean into accountability, we can still lean into just basking in what the Lord has for us, even if we're not up at camp. And to know that even though we will still continue to be meeting online as a church, that God doesn't just dwell in the church, God doesn't just dwell in the mountains, but God is right there with you, right here, right now, and He is your Emmanuel, God with us, God with you. And so I pray that during this time of quarantine you can still just seek His face and see His fingerprints in your everyday lives, and just know how present He is. And so I pray that during this time of feeling like we're lacking or missing out on things, that we can live out of a place of abundance and not scarcity for what the Lord has for us. So excited to see you this Saturday, and hope you can join us for Sunday Zooms, our Revive Zooms, and if you're not in a small group or accountability group or anything that you're connected to community, I just really encourage you to seek that out this week. So God bless you, love you all, and can't wait to see you.
Thank you, Pastor Lauren, for those wonderful announcements. Today's devotional comes from Luke chapter 15, verses 3 through 7, and it's a story that I know you're all familiar with the parable of the lost sheep. I was reminded of this Bible story this week, actually at the dog beach, and it was a story that I wanted to share with you all. As you all know, Mochi and Tatsu are a big part of our family, and we really love our dogs. And so once in a while we go to the Huntington Dog Beach, and that's where the dogs can run around and just have a good time in the sun, and we really enjoy it as well. However, most of you know Mochi, our Shiba Inu, super friendly with humans. With other dogs, not so much. So at the dog beach, we don't really have to worry about her too much. She's always on her leash, and she's always, you know, we keep her away from other dogs just to be safe. But this story is more about Tatsu, our Siberian Husky. So the dog beach is an off-leash beach, and so the dogs are free to roam, and we were a little hesitant at first to let Tatsu off his leash. We didn't quite know how he'd react. And of course, the first couple of times we let him off his leash, and boom, he was gone. And at Huntington Dog Beach, parallel to the shore are cliffs, and there's these large rocks that go up towards the highway along PCH. And of course, Tatsu runs towards it and he starts scaling the rocks. And we're looking at him like, oh my gosh. And so he finally gets to the top where the street is. And so we're having a heart attack, but eventually he comes down, and that was just a very stressful situation. He was probably feet within the highway, definitely could have gotten injured. But also these little lizards that sometimes when we're walking the beach and they're kind of hiding in the rocks, and he just boom, gets distracted and just automatically dives and takes off. And I think I'm reminded that sometimes that's us in our spiritual lives. We get distracted by things that may not be too important at the time, taking us away from the path that God might be intending us for. So obviously we got him back. This is about 2 years ago, and you know, the trust in that sense was broken, and we did not want to ever let him off his leash for his safety. However, in the last couple of years, we've really established trust with him, and I think he really knows who's boss and where not to go and stuff like that. So I was realizing yesterday we actually went to the dog beach, and we let Tatsu off his leash. Everything was fine, and I really felt like God was speaking to me, because I was just thinking and walking down the beach, and I was really thinking, wow, like I am constantly monitoring Tatsu's every move. I am aware of which way he's looking. I'm aware of his breathing, like if he's excited, if he's tired. Like I am literally 100% just watching him. And I was thinking, is that because I'm worried he's gonna run, or is that just because I care for him? And honestly, I can say that it's just because I love him and I care about him so much that I don't want him to get hurt. I don't want him to run into the street or anything like that. And I was reminded of God's provision over us in that sense. And it was a gentle reminder from God as I'm walking down the beach that Tatsu could be that one lost sheep. That could be us in our daily life. We could be the one wanderer. And we may not know that there's danger ahead. We might not even know, but God is watching and God is caring. And so in this quarantine, if you feel like maybe stagnant in your relationship with God, if you feel like maybe you haven't connected with him lately, I'm here to encourage you and just remind you that God loves you so much. He cares about you. If you're the dog at the dog beach, he's watching your every move. He cares. And one part of Revive that I've really been looking forward to and I've been really enjoying is our small group time. So I'm going to pose a few questions for you to think about for the next couple of days and let it marinate, and you can think about how you want to discuss them in your small group.
Promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God. Come on, raise your hands and declare that. As you are waymaker, miracle worker. Promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God. That is who you are. We declare tonight.
Thank you so much for your time, Revive family. I look forward to seeing all your lovely faces on Zoom on Saturday. God bless.